Football. Some call it a contact sport, but really it is a collision sport. Is the body made to take those types of hits over and over again? Well, today join me as we dive into one story of a young man who experienced something that, well, every football player hopes to never experience.
Welcome to High Strangeness, where we ask questions and explore all that is strange and unexpected in our reality.
LaSalle football player who was nearly paralyzed with a neck injury last Friday cheered his team on from the hospital tonight. And a week since Tyrese Price's serious neck injury, he says that he's talked with his teammates at LaSalle every single day. They've been rooting him on even as they prepare for the playoffs. Under the Friday night lights, the Lancers had a lot to play for. It's the playoffs against a rival, and junior linebacker Tyrese Price is watching from the hospital.
I'm doing better.
Price severely injured his neck in this game against Elder last week.
Hey there, Tyrese Price. What's going on, man? Glad to have you on the show today and on the mic. How are you doing today?
Yes, sir, I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. What about you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm just getting ready for football season soon, which is one of my favorite things to do.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
It's going to be the best. Now, you live in Ohio, right? There in Cincinnati.
Yes, sir.
You a Bengals fan?
Yes, sir. Who they?
Oh, man. It's good. How are they going to do this year?
Hopefully we figure out the money. Hopefully Trey Henderson and the rookie can figure out the contract because we need him. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, you a Philly fan?
I am, man. I'm Eagles all the way. That's where I'm from.
I'm a Saquon Barkley fan. I've been a fan of him since I was like 10 years old. So
Yeah. He is my favorite player, man. You were a running back and a linebacker, right?
yes, sir. I played running back all the way through Little League. Then once I got to high school, I just sort of just focused on defense.
Yeah. That totally makes sense. Well, look, how has been your summer so far? Good?
It's been good. I just graduated, so just been trying to focus on the main goal in life, which is the American dream, you would say.
There you go. Do you have any cool plans for the future? Anything going on?
I go on vacation in 3 days, so I'm looking forward to that.
Ooh, nice. Yeah. Where are you going? Anywhere fun?
Florida. I'm traveling with my girlfriend, so it's gonna be fun with her
There
family.
you go. That's going to be great. Awesome. Well, I hope you guys have a great time. That's wonderful.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Well, look, Tyrese, LaSalle Lancers in Cincinnati, Ohio. There you go. That's your place, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So every school, man, has a rival, right? Who is your rival?
Our three main rivals is the GCL, so it would be St. X, Moeller, and Elder. But I think our personal rival was definitely St. X because we're both on the North Bend, and every time we play, it's the Battle of the North Bend.
Battles. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing more exciting than one of those kinds of games, especially if you come out on top, right?
Definitely.
Well, look, it's interesting. I was looking at the just your record as a team. Your team's pretty good, man. I was looking over the last 10 years, 2024, you guys were 11-3.
Yes, sir.
Pretty good, man.
Yes, sir.
Let's see here. Had a couple down years, but then always over 500, except for 2018. And I'm looking at 2019. You guys were ranked 68th national, 13-2.
Yeah, that's what made me want to come to LaSalle. I wanted to be with the best. So
Yeah, sounds like they really have it on. I was looking back 2015-16, 13 wins, ranked 32nd, 11th.
yes, sir.
Man, not bad.
Yes, sir. Good history.
Well, there's something about those schools, right? My high school was like that too, and we just got swagger. We know how to win,
Yes,
and we expect it, right?
it's expected every game.
That's right. A lot of pressure on the players, but man, you guys know how to win. That's the cool thing about it.
Yes,
And
sir.
other schools look up to you guys, right? They're like, man, we want to win like they do.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely growing up.
Yeah. Well, look, hey, as we get into this, you mentioned that you did some running back when you were earlier, but then you were on defense, linebacker, right?
Yes, sir.
And so I know to win, it takes the whole team, right? Especially your linemen.
Yeah,
Everybody, you got to protect those guys. They do it up
it's
on the line there.
very.
But hey, I'm wondering if you want to shout out to anybody in your linebacker room right now.
Someone that I would shout out would be Brady O'Connor. Like that, since coming in my freshman year, he played varsity as a freshman, and
Whoa.
I was like, wow. Then like playing next to him my junior year, like you could really like his leader. He had like a great leadership, and so that's why he's going to the Navy because of his leadership.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
So hopefully one day he makes it to where he wants to be.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Well, look, let's get into some stuff here. I mean, the big thing here, everybody listening, is that we talk about these kinds of things because they're going to happen, right? This year, there's all kinds of young men getting ready to play football. They're excited, and nobody plans on an injury. It's a scary thing,
Very
but
unexpected.
it's going to happen, right? Yeah. Did I cut you off? Were you going to say something?
No, sir. I was just agreeing.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's going to happen this year, and what will they go through? What's the experience they're going to have? We're going to learn a little bit because we're going to talk about what you went through, which was scary.
Okay.
Yeah,
So when it first happens, you're just like in complete shock. Like
yeah,
you can't believe this just happened to you out of all people. Like you're just in denial. But at the same time, you're also grateful that you get to keep on moving on with your life. Like a lot of people gets injured and they just are never the same again. So
yeah, yeah,
okay, so when it first happens, like I said, you're like very like why me, but at the same time you're also ungrateful in the back of your mind. Like
yeah,
it all happens so fast and it's just a lot on like a 16, 17, 18 year old to process. But you just gotta look at the future. Like when
yeah,
I got hurt, I just tried to stay positive. I was always talking to my friends and just trying to not keep it in the back of my mind, but like also like embrace that it happened.
yeah, yeah. Well, we're going to break this down moment by moment so people can really get a feel, right? So you guys are playing Elder, right? That's the big game. Now, before that game, how was the season going? Pretty good. You guys were doing well. I know you had a lot of wins.
Yeah. So junior year, we started off 4-1, but throughout the year it was just so many injuries. Like we ended up losing, I think like 15 starters, like 12, 15.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was a bunch of like ACL tears, cramps, shoulder problems. So it was always just something wrong, and we ended up finishing 4-7. But every game we didn't lose by more than 7 points. So every game, every practice, every game, we felt like we did enough to win. We just couldn't finish.
Yeah.
That just couldn't finish at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's tough to do, man. When you start losing players, it doesn't matter how good your team is. It's hard. It's hard
Yes,
to
sir.
do it.
Summer we was so competitive, and I really thought we had a chance to go to state, but we just ended up losing a bunch of people.
Yeah. Okay, so we're in the Elder game, right? This is when the injury happens. Now, is the injury at the beginning, middle, or the end of the game? When about did it happen?
It's about like 15. It's like 10 seconds before halftime. So it was
Oh,
very, very unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
darn it, man. Okay, like, and here's the thing, Tyrese. I've watched some of your huddle videos. So you can hit, man. I know you come in and take some people down. I
Yeah,
watched it. I watched it. So you do a good job. You lay the wood on people. So talk us through the play, right?
it actually happened on kickoff. So
Mm.
that's the crazy thing. So
Oh,
yeah, like we just scored. I think it's a tie game or we're losing by three. I forget, but in my head, because we did squib kits a lot, and in my head,
yeah.
I'm thinking like if because this dude was like 6'2", so I'm like I've never done this in my life, but this one time I was like if this guy gets the ball, I'm going to try to like go tackle like go at his legs, like I'm gonna try to like go at his legs. And so unfortunately, he happens to get the ball, and I go head first, and it just I hit two of my teammates' knees, and I was unconscious at that point.
Oh, man. Crazy. When you look back at that, outside of the injury, right? Let's not talk about the injury yet, but are you thinking, man, I wish I would have done that differently?
Yes, sir. Because I've
Yeah.
never in my life thought about that. Because I've always been like a big, strong guy. Like I'm trying to lay the wood, and the one time I decided to do that, it just changed everything.
Oh, it's crazy. Okay, so this happens, right? You go out. You're out. What's your feeling at that moment? Like, do you wake up soon, or are you
Yeah.
like, when did you come back to?
So I remember waking up like 5 seconds later, and my trainer was in my face, and I was like, I'm trying to move. I'm like, can you please take my helmet off? Then I realized like I can't feel nothing. So
Oh,
I didn't feel nothing. So I'm like, please take my helmet off. And it's cold, so I had the ski mask on. So I'm like, and they ended up taking it off. And they're like asking me what's wrong. And I'm like, at this point, I'm bawling out tears because I've never in my life felt this feeling.
yeah.
I was like, I can't feel nothing. And they was like, what do you mean you can't feel nothing? I was like, I literally can't feel nothing. And I'm crying. Then I think like a minute goes by and I start to feel my legs come back. And so I'm like, can I please sit up? Like, let me, because I know, like, if you mess up your back, I just wanted to make sure I was fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to sit up. I was like, can I please sit up? And now they're holding me down. They're like, no, you can't sit up. And so I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I'm just bawling my tears out. My aunt comes down to the field and my uncle, and they're just telling me it's going to be okay. And I'm not the type of person to cry. Like, my whole life has been a mysterious thing, you would say. Like it hasn't been normal. And so I'm never the type of person to just sit there and cry.
Yeah.
And so I'm crying, but in my head I'm like, God, please help me. Like help.
Yeah.
Like I can't do nothing. I can't move. And I'm just asking to sit up. Then eventually they ended up cutting my shoulder pads and my jersey off. And I'm making jokes and stuff. I'm like, I'm trying to stay in a positive mood. I'm like, dang, that's my favorite shirt. Like, got my favorite shirt. And
Oh man, that's crazy. Now, did you have pain in your neck, or at that point you were kind of in shock, maybe?
I didn't feel no pain in my neck. I didn't really feel nothing. I didn't feel nothing, and that was the scary part. I
Yeah.
couldn't. I started to feel my legs, but I couldn't feel my arms. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, like, is this really like I'm processing? I'm like, is this really how my life is about to be? Like,
Wow, that's a lot to go through at that moment. My
yes,
gosh, who wouldn't be crying at that point? Because
yeah.
it's wow. Yeah.
I'm bawling my eyes out. I'm like, man, please, please don't let it be this. It's like 10 seconds before halftime. I'm running because everything I do is 100% effort. So I'm not gonna go jog and I sprint down there. I try to make it, and it's just like I'm like, why?
Yeah. So at
So
this moment, you're thinking, "Oh crap, this might be serious."
yes, sir. And to me, it felt like it was three to 5 minutes, but everyone told me I was laying on the ground not moving for half an hour, about 30 minutes to 45 minutes. I didn't know,
Wow.
I didn't feel that personally. I didn't know that. I thought it was all just like very quick.
Yeah. Holy cow. Now, who is it? What family members were at the game?
So fortunately, it was just my uncle and my aunt. But those are like my mom and dad. They was
Yeah.
just there. None of my siblings came, so I'm glad they didn't. My mom was there, and my stepdad was there too.
Yeah. What was? Have you talked to them since that point and asked them like what they thought? That must have been hard to see this.
Uh, no, I didn't. I don't really like try to talk about it with them because like, but they've asked me to talk about it. I just brushed it down. But
Yeah.
then my aunt asked me if I wanted to get into therapy about it because like it was just a lot, and I was telling her like, no, I'm fine. Like I don't really wanna, I don't wanna do that.
Yeah, you want to get away from that as quickly as you can. I get
Yeah,
that feeling. Whew,
yeah.
crazy. Well, and I ask about that because I'd been coaching football and my son took a head injury and they had to take him off in an ambulance. He was a quarterback and he got hit and I was coaching. So I'm like,
Oh
how
man,
do I wind up finishing the game and they took my son. It was crazy. So I just asked because I know parents and family members are going
yeah,
crazy when stuff like this happens.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, my aunt was there. Like she came, she rode with me on the ambulance truck, and everyone else just met me at the hospital. I remember like they was asking me a bunch of questions to make sure I remembered everything. They was like, "Who was the president?" Like they was just asking like a bunch of questions,
Yeah.
and my aunt was just saying like, "Please God, like help him." And so like I was like, I'm still bawling my eyes out, like, cause I honestly I don't like attention, but so when I finally got carted off, remember everybody going crazy. Like it was like real loud. It was the loudest I've ever heard it. Everybody was just cheering, and they told me to just wave. But I'm laying down, and they told me to wave, so I just stick my hand up and was just like, wave.
Yeah, they probably roared after that once they saw your hand go up.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. So your teammates, your coach, which by the way, I want to give a shout out to, is it Coach McLaughlin? Is that it? Great guy. He's the one that helped me get a hold of you. And thank you,
Yes, sir.
Coach.
He was there since the day one of the injury. Like me and him, we didn't really bump heads because we knew at the end of the day all we wanted to do was win.
Yeah.
And And so I think as soon as the game ended, he came to the hospital. Then the next morning he came to the hospital. So he was there. He was there for me,
Yep.
definitely.
That's awesome.
So I always be thankful for Coach Beck because he taught me a lot throughout my years of high school.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing I wonder because, um, it's, it's tough for everybody, but some people don't think about the difficulty that the coach goes through because he loves you. I mean, coaches usually love the players.
Yes,
And when
sir.
they see somebody go down, it's hard on them too. It's so true.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, how about teammates? Did they reach out to you at all?
So when I got carted off, they was touching me and stuff. Like they was like I love you, bro. Like we're doing this for you. They was all touching me, and the trainers got mad. They was like, "Don't touch him," because they don't know what's wrong with me. So they was like,
Yeah.
"Don't touch him." They was yelling at him, but they came to visit me while I was in the hospital because they came to visit me the day before our first playoff game, and it was normal. Like it just felt normal.
Yeah.
So it was like 8 of them who came to see me.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's great to see your teammates show
Yes,
up and be there for you.
we all grew up playing with each other since we was about 7, 8 years old. So like it's like a bond that will be unbreakable.
Yeah.
So when I got hurt, they was crying. So
Yeah, I
it,
bet.
it was crazy.
That is. Well, I'm going to go back to when you were in ambulance. This is a weird question, but people wonder. Like, you're in the ambulance. What do you remember from that ride? Like, what are
I,
your memories from that?
I just remember just bawling my eyes out, like, oh my! I just remember just crying nonstop and answering questions. But I was, I was getting mad about the questions though. Like I don't know why I was just getting mad about the questions.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So
Uh,
remember my aunt being there, and she was just like, "It's gonna be okay. Like just like stop crying," because this is her first time seeing me cry, and
yeah,
I've lived here for like 10 years since I was 8 years old. So it was just very strange to her seeing me cry like that. Like I was like crying bad.
I bet. Jeez. The doctors, right? So you're now in the hospital. Let's say you probably had a bunch of X-rays and stuff like that.
Man,
Do you remember any of that, or is that really foggy for you?
I remember all of it. So when I first got there, I get rushed to I think the emergency room, and our game was being broadcasted, so I'm in the weight room. I'm like, can you pull up the game? So while I'm in the hospital, I'm wild, like I'm listening to the game. I can't watch it because I can't really feel my arm still, but I'm like, so I'm just listening to the game. So when it first happened, they tried to say it was a stinger, and
Mm.
so they lifted up my because my hand had like real bad sensation. So they lifted up my hand, and I made a face, and I was like, yeah, we're gonna take you back to get some more X-rays and MRIs. So I was doing X-rays and MRIs till about like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Then I finally get into my room, and I was so tired. Then they ended up telling me that like my neck is broke, and so I'm like, damn.
Yeah, that's crazy. So who's telling you this? The doctor, the nurse? Who comes and tells you this? And how did they tell you?
I think it was I think it was the next morning
Mm.
or the night of. I'm not sure because I remember them telling me they was like 98% of people who go through this injury like they'll never be able to walk again, and they was telling me how like blessed I am. Like they that's all they said. Like you're very blessed. They said they only see this accident in like high speed car accidents,
Right.
and this happened to me running like down the field. So it was just saying like it was a pretty bad accident. It sounded like it's a miracle that I'm able to walk.
That's crazy. Well, like I said, I've seen your huddle video. You do go high speed, man.
Yeah, yes, sir. I'll try.
Oh, man. So mentally, emotionally, this is a tough thing right now. Because at this point, you hear this, you know that, you know, there's a chance that you're going to get better, but you don't know how
Yeah,
quick,
but
and all that.
I didn't know what was going on. Like I truly didn't know what was going on. I know that my left hand had real bad sensation. Like nobody could touch my left arm at all because it would hurt. Like it would hurt so bad. And so I finally I get to my room and I just check my phone. I just see like everyone texting me. Like you
Yeah.
would think I had LeBron James's phone or something. Like it was I had a bunch of notifications and I was like, wow, like I can't believe this. Like this is crazy. So at the same
Yeah.
time, I had a bunch of support, and that's what really helped me through it a lot. The support.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, I bet, because it's good to see that everybody's just thinking and praying for you, man. That's
Yeah,
good stuff. Yeah.
It, it was like a weird experience, but it definitely like I wouldn't. It wasn't. I don't know how to explain it because I like it made me closer to people. That's what it did. It made me real close to people because just made me like think don't take life for granted because I almost lost everything. And when I was trying to sit up, the doctor was telling me like if I would have sat up, I would have died that day because
Wow.
I had nothing holding my neck, supporting my neck, so I would have just like fell over. And I was like, dang, like
That's amazing and scary. You're thinking, whoa.
yeah, that was like that's crazy. And I was so scared about doing the surgery because the doctor was telling me like man, like you don't like you could have never been able to walk again. And I'm like, so I was asking, I'm like, what do you like? What is the surgery gonna do? Like, so I was real scared about that.
Yeah.
But it was just a crazy experience.
So Tyrese, when did the surgery happen? Did they do it within a few days?
Oh, I think they ended up doing it like 4 days later, three
Hmm.
to 4 days later. And I don't they told me I was in there for a week, but I lost count of the days. Like I felt like I was in there forever. Like
Yeah.
every day I used to ask like, can I go home? Like, can I go home? And I got sent home early. I wasn't supposed to go home that day, but they let me go home. So I was like, okay, thank you. Then I tried to shower. It was so bad. Like, oh my gosh. Like
Yeah.
I tried to shower, but like you shower, you can't lose your left. You can't like get your left hand, or you like. I had a neck brace on at this point, so I couldn't get it dirty. My hair was like, it was bad.
Mm. So when you are, um, were you getting some movement back? I know you had to stay very still in the bed before the surgery, though. Were you getting some movement back, just pain and stuff, or?
So eventually, I got all my feelings back. Like my right arm, like it was a little bit hurting, but I got all my legs back. And I had my neck brace on. Then they asked me to sit up, so I sat up. But it was my left arm and hand. That was the worst, probably the worst part of everything.
Wow. Crazy. So now you have the surgery. Let's go to 4 days out, and they what did they have to put in some
Yes.
hardware?
I don't. The scar's probably gone, but they went in right here, and they
Yeah.
had to fix my. I think they said a C4
Okay.
in my
Yeah.
neck, and so that's what they had to do. Then I get checked I think once every year.
I see. Now after the surgery, did you was there any difficulty? Like, were you coordinated, or did you have any issues going on with coordination?
Uh, it was definitely difficult a little bit because I like it's like losing your arm. Like so you're just trying to do everything and it hurts. Like it hurts so bad. Like you feel uncomfortable. You got to sleep differently. Like you got to take a bunch of medicines. Then once every day I have to get my neck cleaned. So I used to have to lay down on the bed, and then
Mm.
my parents would clean my neck. Then I have to put the neck brace back on. So it was
Wow.
crazy. It was very hard to use. Like it was very hard to do. Like maneuver. Like putting on clothes would hurt. Put like it would like a bunch of stuff would hurt.
So did you ever? You're a positive guy, right? I mean,
Yes,
I
sir.
can tell, right? Did you were you ever like, I don't know if I can do this, or were you like, no, they say I can do it, I'm going to do it. It's going to take time, and I'm going to do it.
Yeah. So I heard for I remember being so mad. Like I was very mad that it just happened. Like why? Like why would this just happen 10 seconds before halftime? If I would have just walked down
Mm-hmm.
the field, but that's just not the type of person I was. Like if I would have just jogged and like not cared, because we're about to go into the locker room anyway. Like I don't care, but I ran and it just ended up. So I was mad. I was mad at myself for a while. Like I was mad at myself for a while. Then I remember like that's just who I am.
Yeah.
So the doctor they gave me like stuff to do at home for my left arm for therapy, and I just was like, man, this hurts. Like I don't like this is like really hurt. Like I don't know, but I eventually
Wow.
just I started doing it because they said if you don't start losing your left hand, you might lose it forever, like feeling forever. It's like all right, like I'm just gonna play the game, like play the
Yeah.
game, yeah, play with like I think it was like clay or stuff. It was a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a. They were straight with you, right? They said you got to use your arm, otherwise it's going to be
Yeah,
a
that's
problem.
what I said. I'm
Yeah.
like I didn't like doing it. I didn't like using my left arm. They ended up telling me that. So
Yeah. So, with all of this having happened to you, what's your view like on life, on
it
health?
just made me change a lot. Like everything could be gone in a second without you knowing. Like you seeing your mom and not saying you love her. Like you don't know when she's gonna go. Like it just made me realize like don't take things for granted. And I
Yeah.
remember in her interview because the news asked me for an interview, and it was like, what have you been thinking? I was just like, don't take things for granted. Just like live in the moment, create bonds, create memories. Like life is too short to have enemies. Life is too short to just walk around mad all the time. And
Yeah.
so I just had to get out of that. But during that time, I would say I was really going through it mentally a lot, and it happened again this year because it was like a relapse of my senior year. Like I remember I bawled my eyes out the first game, and my teammate Walter, he came up to me, he gave me a hug. He's like, "It's gonna be okay. Like we got you."
Yeah.
I wanted to come back and play so bad, but I couldn't. Like
Yeah. That's hard, man.
it
That's
just
hard. So, yeah, I mean, one thing that is important, it's not a great thing, but it's important as a young person to have that view of life.
yeah
Most people don't get that for a while. Like young people, man, they drive crazy, they do this, they don't
yeah
worry about it because, hey, they're going to live forever.
yeah
But then they experience, or you experience something like this, and you go, whoa, like life is fragile.
yeah it is, and it just changed my perspective on a lot. Like it was just like a crazy experience to go through at that time. 17 years old, like 10 seconds before halftime, and it's just like a snap, like everything just disappeared.
Yeah.
Like damn.
So, what would you say is the big thing you learned through this journey so far? Because you're not even out of it, right? You're still being checked,
Yeah,
and you are not on the football field anymore. So there's impacts that stay with you. But what's been your lesson here in life so far?
just keep going. You know what I'm saying? Just keep going and just keep on going with life. Like a lot, like you just gotta realize like tomorrow's a new day. Like you just gotta keep on going and pushing yourself every day, but also knowing that tomorrow isn't promised. So you just gotta enjoy
Yeah.
life. Like you really just gotta sit back and enjoy life. Like don't hold grudges. Like you don't know when the person you love is like gone. So don't hold grudges. Tell the people that you love them. And so like that's what I've learned. Just keep going.
Love that, Tyrese. That's a lesson. Unfortunately, it took this injury, but a
Yeah.
lot of people go their whole life before they even learn this lesson because they don't think about stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
So it's like a blessing out of something bad that happened, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So you are, of course, you're not back to normal where you were. Where
Yeah.
would you say you are? Like, obviously, you're not playing contact collision sports right now, but like physically and every other way, are you 75, 85% back? Where do you think you are?
So to be honest, I thought I was like fully healthy until because I like to play basketball with my friends, and
Hmm.
so when I play basketball, then like somebody will, like land on me, and I just get this like weird sensation again going down my arm. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And I just had to walk away for a second. I'm like, man, what just happened? And that happens a couple of times, and so I would say I'm about like 80% back, and it's been
Yeah.
like a year, been about 2 years, a year.
So, but it makes you think now, like whenever you're doing something, you're like, oh, is that going to happen? Or, you know, not the same injury, but like the pain on your
Yeah,
arms and
so it's
stuff.
like I'm very cautious of it. I'm like, just give me. I just walk away for a second. Like, man, why did that just happen? Because me in my head, I'm thinking I'm perfectly fine. Like,
Yeah.
even when I was hurt, like when I was laying in the bed, I was like, just have me ready by next week's game, and I'm fine. And my trainer's not trying to let me down, so he's just like, we got you.
Yeah.
And it was
That's,
just
yeah, that's something right there. Well, Tyrese, what advice would you give to another young athlete who suffers an injury, not a bad injury, but then also someone who suffers something scary like this? Any advice would you give them?
so someone who suffers an injury, like just work. That's just work to try to get back to the best of that you could be. And whatever that takes, you just got to have that mindset that you're going to get back to that spot. Because my sophomore year, I ended up tearing my ACL, and so I just had to work every day. Try
Yeah.
to now people who suffer a severe injury, what would I tell them? I would just tell them like it's going to be all right. Like in the beginning, I know how bad it would hurt. Like, I know how bad it's going to be mentally. Because to this day, like it still messes with me mentally. Like what life could have been, but you just gotta like embrace it. I would say embrace it. Like help out the
Mm,
people you can. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? My
Yeah.
senior, that's what it was all about. Like I was like a coach, and so during the games, during practice, my friends or my teammates would come up to me like, "Hey, what do you see right here? What do you think I should do right here?" And like you just gotta embrace the role, like and just embrace it. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
was really hurt my junior year summer. I wanted to leave LaSalle. I was like, I don't want to be a part of football no more. Just let me leave LaSalle and just carry on my life. And my aunt was like, no. And I was mad at her for saying that. We didn't talk for like 2 days, but eventually we ended up talking about it. And I came back, and I came back for the first time in like 2 3 months. So nobody had saw me the whole summer, and it was just all love. So
That's great.
that changed a lot. So I just learn to embrace it and help the people that you can.
Yeah. Great advice, Tyrese. Thank you. And people out there, listen to that. This is important coming from somebody who's gone through something pretty scary.
Yeah.
You know, Tyrese, what is football? Are you able to walk away from it and be okay with it at this point? Are you going to be a coach, or what do you think you're going to do?
So my dream job, even before I got injured, was I want to be a head coach at a college, because like I've been playing football since I was 4 years old. My dream was to make it to the NFL or even college,
Yeah.
but it just didn't happen. And so my dream is to be a head coach at a college level and like to spread what I know to the people. Like,
Yeah.
and
What a great goal.
yeah,
And yeah, you have a unique perspective too. You know, all your life playing football, then you go through something hard, so you can teach people how to work through hard stuff, which is
just
that's part of football, right?
life. Like
It is.
nothing,
I
nothing is easy. Nothing is given to you. You just gotta work.
Yeah, that's why I love football so much, because it is a version of life. Like it's like life, right? But in the time period of a season. I love it.
So,
Well, what's next for you, Tyrese? What are your plans going forward? Like we know you want to be a college coach someday, and I hope best of luck as you move forward and get yourself in a position to do some of that.
yes,
But
sir. So right now, I'm going to be an electrician, and
nice,
hopefully get enough money saved up to actually pursue my dreams that I want to do.
that's awesome.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Well, you know these as you're an electrician and you're doing work like that, you know, if your hours make it work, man, you can start off coaching some of these high school kids, because they're going to look up to you,
Yes,
and that'll
sir.
be awesome. That'll be
You
a nice
gotta
start.
make your way up, bro. So hopefully I get a coaching job out of high school, then just keep on going up from there.
Yes. Well, as we wrap up here, anything you want to just say to the young people out there? Any words of it? You've given them some advice already, but just a way of thinking about things. Anything like that?
Uh, just uh, be open. Like I told you in the beginning, like I didn't want to go to therapy, but as a man, as like a seven, like as a 16, no matter age, gender, like it doesn't matter. Like you need somebody there. You should always talk about your problems.
Yeah.
And me, I've never been that type of person, but I wish I would have, because like I wouldn't have. I don't. I feel like I wouldn't have held on to it for so long. Like
Yeah.
still to this day, I wonder what life would have been. And so I wish when it happened, I would have gone and talked to somebody about it instead of just burying my feelings down. So definitely reach out to people and talk to people. Like put all the ego, pride, like everyone needs somebody. Like everyone needs someone. And so talk to someone, especially if you're going through something like life changing.
What great advice, Tyrese. That's like a mature, grown big man saying this. I love that, because you're right. Not just football, not just life, not just sports, but everything in life. That's an answer that really can help people,
Yes,
for
sir. Thank
sure. Well, first, I want to say thank you, Tyrese, for sharing your experience.
you.
I'm so excited to see you up and around and moving, and with such a good attitude and plans for the future that I know you're going to get.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And, you know, I'm glad for all this, and for everybody out there. Hey, unfortunately, some children, some young men, some different people in sports are going to go through an injury this year. And that's just part of life. So blessings and prayers to all of you athletes out there this year as you go about and do the things you're going to do playing ball. And so as we close down this episode, I just want to remind everybody to remember there's a lot of strange and unexpected in our reality. So always keep your eyes, ears, and minds open. And until next time, stay safe.
Thank you for listening to High Strangeness. This was a glance at some of the strange that exists in our reality.